Regular meeting of the DeSoto County Board of Education to order. Um, and a little different in the stuff today. This is National Day of Prayer in the United States. And in observance of that, we will have thank you. Amen. Thank you. Ms. Jolly, would you lead us in the pledge of
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Superintendent's report. If you've noticed, I'm already made a goof up. I've been corrected, but anyway, we have two members of the board this afternoon that are sick, and one is in the hospital. So, as you can tell, I'm obviously feeling this afternoon. So, we will move on with the approval of the agenda. Your recommendation, Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the agenda.
Mr. Usleton's recommendation to approve the agenda, do we have a motion to that effect?
I make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried. Superintendent's report, Mr. Usleton.
Mr. Chairman, I appreciate giving me the opportunity. We have got a few items this evening. First of all, I want to start out by letting everyone know that next week is Teacher Appreciation Week. And so on behalf of our board members, I want to thank our teachers, our teacher assistants for all of their hard work. And we've got a lot of plans throughout the district next week, and our principals and administrators throughout the district staff, they're planning a lot of things to show our teachers how much we appreciate them. We appreciate them every day, but next week is definitely going to be a special week for them. And so on behalf of our board members, I want to thank all of our teachers and our teacher assistants. At this time, I would like to ask Ms. Catherine Nelson, our Director of Communication, to come forward. We have a special presentation this evening.
We're fortunate that we have such community support for our flag parade. We started that years ago, and Woodman Life is a paternal insurance company, and we have two members that work for our school district, Jean Martin, Ms. Stan James, a teacher at South Haven Elementary Special Education, and Joe Cox, our Director of Continuing Education, and they recommended to Woodman's Life to have an ongoing program to give us flags every year. So we've got 42 beautiful new flags, and their representative is Patricia Smith. And they'd like to get a picture over here from Mr. Usleton with you, and we want to say thank you for donating these for our schools. And there are any principals here, any assistant principals that want to take one back. You have a fresh new flag today. They've got two great sizes, and we appreciate it so much.
Appreciate it. And our board members would like to also, we'd like all of us to be able to do so.
Okay, cool. Let's get them all here.
No. Great. Thank you, ladies. We appreciate it. All right. And we've got an ongoing theme for our April-May board meetings. As we had mentioned our last meeting, we're recognizing our 30-plus club students, those seniors who scored 30 or higher on the ACT. And so we'll turn it over to our first school up this evening, Andy Ward from High School.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Thank you for having us tonight. For Warren Lake High School, for those that are in attendance tonight, the first student I'd like to recognize is Michael Perry. You need to stay.
Yes, we'll get it.
The second student I'd like to recognize is Jacob Cosby. The third student is Isaac Marquette. And finally tonight, we have Joseph Mullins.
I'll turn around.
Make it closer. That's all right.
Great job. At this time, I'd like to ask Doug Payne, Center Hill High School. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Bustle and the board for letting us come down here. I'll showcase these students. We have 25 total this year. We have 10 with us today. Our first one up is Emily Murs. Alexis Turner. Landry Smith. Jonathan Vergani. Braden Helms. Zoe Kingard. Mary Lindsay. Randy Terry. William Wright. And our last one is Jacob Wright.
I think we have to make 2 lines, and make sure it's right. We got some in there. 2 lines.
Yep.
And then, you don't need to do like that. I can just stand out, because everywhere you can see me, I can't see my for sure. You need to sit down. Okay. Mr. Payne,
We're out here. Great job. And Hernando High School, we're going to be recognizing 30 plus some other students that I'll let Mr. Case.
Thank you for having us today. When our valedictorian, salutatorian, and star students were supposed to be recognized, they were all visiting their colleges, and our star teacher, she was here. I made her work. So the rest of them are not here, but it's not a coincidence that our valedictorian and salutatorian and star students all are in the 30 plus club. So at this time, I would like to recognize our valedictorian, and I'm going to go ahead and give her her 30 plus club, Ms. Grace Owens. Our salutatorian, Ms. Sophie Hurt. Our star student, and he also made a 36 on his ACT, so he's been recognized several times. Mr. Bailey Terrell. And he chose as his star teacher Tanya Flood.
Great job. Congratulations.
Okay, and I'm not sure exactly all that are here, so I didn't see all of them, but Michael Anderson, Claire Ballard, Tyler Biffle, Amy Clevenger, Marissa Collins, Matthew Davis, Ryan Elrod, Trey Friday, Kaylee Vargas, Henry Hilliard, Michaela House, Sydney Johns, Walker Jones, Claire Love, Brandon Means, Vanessa Pena, Dylan Pleasure, John Reeves, Caleb Sitton, Jacob Spellman, Rachel Stoner, and Madison Swadley.
Good.
Right, so what they want here. Push this way, sit down this way.
Congratulations. Once again, I want to thank Women of the World for the flags, great contribution to our school. As Ms. Nelson said earlier, principals are in attendance. If you want to get a flag as you leave, feel free to do that. And all the students and our teacher who's in attendance, Ms. Float, I want to congratulate you on an awesome accomplishment. I know it's an exciting time for y'all. I'm just a few weeks away from graduation. Our board members and I
all look forward to seeing you on stage in the Ladders in a couple of weeks. And we're about to get on with the business of the board meeting, so we're here for that first part, and if you would like to leave, now would be a good time to make it text. Glad to have y'all. Thank y'all for coming.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes.
Thank you. Mr. Alderman, the next item of business under the agenda is the attorney's report.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have one potential litigation matter and a personal contract matter, both of which needs to be addressed in executive session.
All right. Thank you, sir. Next item of business on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the April the 18th meeting and also special call board meeting on April the 24th. Do we have a motion that those minutes be approved as presented to you?
Make that motion.
Motion having been made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second being made, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried. Next item of business on the agenda is the consent agenda, and it's items A through H. The recommendation, Mr. Usleton.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, based on Mr. Usleton's recommendation to approve the consent agenda, items A through H, do we have a motion to that effect?
Make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, the motion is carried. The consent agenda is approved. Next item of business is new business, items A through J. Item A is request to pay a vendor purchasing rule issue. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. We had a purchasing violation at one of our high schools that they were trying to get entertainment for the prom. We've since talked to the people that were involved, corrected the issue, and been assured that it won't happen again. So we're asking permission for the board to allow the high school to pay on the move entertainment for the services rendered.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Williams. Do we have a recommendation for Mr. Williams' presentation of the request for the vendor on purchasing group issue? Mr. Usleton.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the request to pay the vendor for the purchase of rule issue.
All right. Based on Mr. Williams' presentation, Mr. Usleton's recommendation, that we have a motion to that effect.
Make that motion to pay the vendor.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion is carried. New business item B is permission to construct a pavilion at Pleasant Hill Elementary School. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. The PTO at Pleasant Hill Elementary is requesting to add a pavilion to the campus. I think it was in 2017, they put one on one side of the building. They want a similar structure on the opposite side of the building. They're willing to pay for all the entire project, and then the structure will be donated to the district once it's complete.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Williams, for that information. Mr. Usleton, do you have a recommendation for item D, permission to construct a pavilion, Pleasant Hill Elementary School?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the construction of the pavilion at Pleasant Hill Elementary School.
Based on Mr. Usleton's recommendation, item B under new business, permission to construct pavilion, do we have a motion to that effect?
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, the motion is carried. Item C under new business is statement of revenue and expenditures, March 2019. Ms. Gray.
Our report continues as it has in every other month, steadily rocking up. Our general fund revenues this year so far received through March are $194,618,213. We're up 6% in our revenues over last year at $183,714,839, which is mainly due to abnormal NAP as expected. We're at 72% of what we should receive for the year, which we feel like we'll end up being over by the end of the year. All revenues received so far for the year at $239,679,056. As far as expenditures go, our general fund expenditures through March is $163,003,968, compared to last year at $153,791,891. We're up 6%, but that's less than expected. We're at 68% of our expenditures so far for March, which is right on track since we still actually technically have 1 month of teacher salaries to go. So we're trending about 6% over FY18 for expenditures, about 6% over revenues as well.
All right, any question of Ms. Groves? Anything statement, revenue and expenditure? Not Mr. Usleton, your recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the statement of revenue and expenditures for March 2019.
Okay. Based upon Ms. Graves' presentation, Mr. Usleton's recommendation for approval, do we have a motion to that effect?
I'll make that motion.
Motion having been made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second having been made, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried. Statement of cash flow, Ms. Graves.
Our district maintenance cash balance at this point is $111,789,514. The invested balance is $27,201,559. Our the cash balance for all funds total is $151,205,777.
Based on Ms. Graves' explanation, Mr. Usleton, do you have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the statement of cash flow for March 2019.
All right, based on Mr. Usleton's recommendation to approve the statement of cash flow, do we have a motion to that effect?
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried. Combined balance sheet, Ms. Graves.
Our general fund balance for FY19 is $116,078,619. All funds fund balance is $138,347,325, which we're at 84% of our fund balance is general fund. We are about 9%, continue to be about 9% over last year in our fund balance. We averaged adjusted for the $10 million for miscellaneous construction, so we are about 9% of that.
Right. Based on Ms. Graves' explanation, and having heard her recommendation and explanation, Mr. Usleton, we have a recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the combined balance sheet for March 2019.
Based on Mr. Usleton's recommendation to approve the combined balance sheet for March 2019, do we have that in the form of a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried. Certification of bank reconciliation, March 19th, is correct.
All the statements have been reconciled with no exceptions.
The recommendation, Mr. Austin.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend to the board to approve the certification of bank reconciliations for March 2019.
Based on Mr. Austin's recommendation to approve the certification of bank reconciliations March 2019, do we have a motion to that effect? Do we have a second? Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor? Say aye. Aye. Opposed, the motion is carried. And thank you for the great financial report, as usual. Okay, number G, revised board policy IJBA, personal electronic devices. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir, the policy is being presented as a revision. We added some additional language to include electronic accessories that are becoming more prevalent at the school level. So we want the kids to have the technology in the hand, we have to also ensure that the staff has a way to manage that technology. And I think these provisions do so.
Having heard Mr. Williams' explanation of this revised board policy IJBA, do we have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy IJBA, personal electronic devices.
Based upon Mr. Austin's recommendation for approval, do we have that in the form of motion? Motion having been made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, the motion is carried. Number H, revised board policy JB, student discipline. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir, we had a committee of principals headed up by Mr. Finley, the Director of People Services. They reviewed the code. What we were trying to do, or the intentions were to update the code to make sure that it covers everything that a principal would need to govern in their school on a daily basis. But I think the changes were minimal, but they were also very necessary in this thing.
All right. Any questions or comments of Mr. Williams, his explanation? Item H, student discipline. With none, Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy JD for student discipline.
Okay, based upon Mr. Austin's recommendation for approval of revised board policy JD, do we have a motion to that effect?
Make that motion.
Motion having been made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried. Revision is approved. Personnel, Mr. Alexander.
Yes, sir. In personnel packet this afternoon, pages 1 and 2 are recommendations. Pages 3 through 5, personnel changes. Page 6 is a request for additional pay from Mr. White, Director of Plant Maintenance of summer grass cutters at athletic fields. This will be at the middle school under the supervision of middle school principals. Each middle school is allowed $500 for June, $500 for July, for a total of $1,000. Page 7 is the 2019 middle school summer grass cutters list. Page 8 is also a request from Mr. White. This is for high school. Being under grass cutters under the supervision of high school principals, they're allowed $1,000 for June, $1,000 for July, total of $2,000. Page 9 is the high school summer grass cutter list. Page 10 is from Mr. White. It's Fernando High School's grass cutters, which will be splitting responsibility and pay between 4 employees. Page 11 is from Mr. White. It's Olive Branch's High School's summer grass cutting. They'll be splitting that responsibility and pay between 2 employees. Page 12 is from Mr. White. Lewisburg High School's summer grass cutters. They're splitting responsibility and pay between 2 employees. Page 13 is a request for additional pay from Mr. White. This is for the physical plant department, May 28th through July 26th for their summer workers. Their hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 3:30 p.m. with a 1 hour for lunch. Each employee will not exceed 287 hours. It's 41 days times 7 for a total of 287 hours. The rate of pay will be $10.50 per hour. Page 14 is a list of those summer maintenance workers. Page 15 is from Mr. White. on an employee, same amount of hours, same amount of pay. His day though will be from 7:30 to 4:30. For it to not to exceed 328 hours. Page 16 is from Ms. Hallmark. Ms. Hallmark, our Director of Child Nutrition on the Summer Food Service Program. And those workers will begin 5/28 and end on 7/26. Page 17 is the list of those summer, the list of employees that will work and their rates of pay. Page 18 is request for additional pay from Ms. Hallmark, Child Nutrition. This is for the Mississippi Department of Education Decide to Succeed training to be held in Jackson, Mississippi. This is for new managers and or potential cafeteria managers. DCS's Child Nutrition will have several potential manager openings in the next few years, and she's wanting to get certified staff ready to transition to those roles. Page 19 is the Decide to Succeed list of employees that will be attending the training and their rates of pay. And then page 20 is simply a FYI on administrative changes for next year.
Thank you, Mr. Alexander. Having heard Mr. Alexander's presentation, personnel matters, we have a recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve personnel as presented.
Based upon Mr. Alexander's presentation of personnel, Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do we have this in the form of a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion having been made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second having been made, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried. Next item of business on the agenda is student discipline. Mr. Bennett.
Mr. Chairman, we have two discipline matters to address in executive session.
All right, thank you, sir. This being the first board meeting of the month, there is a portion on there for public comment. If there's anyone here that would like to address the board, if you called previously and requested an appearance before the board, you have 5 minutes in a presentation that you wish to address the board. If you did not do that previously, you hear an appearance this afternoon, you have 3 minutes in which to address the board. No one is requesting to address the board. Is there Mr. and Ms. Medlock here? You have requested to appear before the board this evening. We'll check and see if they could possibly be in the lobby, since they have requested to speak to the board. Yes, the Medlocks are not here to speak to the board, so we will move on to the next item of business.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since spring break, since we returned from spring break, we opened up the applications for the position of principal. This has obviously been a process that we take our time with and that we make sure that we do our due diligence in hiring our future principals for DeSoto County Schools. As we all know, it's so important that we have great principals. And I want to start out by thanking all the principals who applied for these positions. We had 4 positions open. We had 30 applicants for this. All of our applicants that applied and that we interviewed were current DeSoto County Schools employees. All of them are current assistant principals. I believe that we have great assistant principals throughout the district, and by saying that, we want to try to hire from within when we have these openings because of the type of assistant principals that we have. So I want to start out by thanking all those that applied. When you have 30 people who apply for 4 jobs, obviously it is a very selective process, but I want to thank them for trusting the process and applying for these positions. I do want to, at this time, we have 4 positions that are open, and I want to thank Ms. Melinda Crockett, the principal of Greenbrook Elementary School. I want to thank Ms. Cindy Dunning, the principal of Horn Lake Elementary School, Ms. Rhonda Geis, the principal of Lake Cormorant High School, and Mr. Philip Sublett, the principal of Career Tech East. I want to thank them for their service and all that they did. All 4 principals will be retiring at the end of this year. And I believe Ms. Crockett is here in attendance. I said she didn't want me to put her on the spot right, but if you'll please stand, let's give you a round of applause. Thank you, Ms. Crockett, and that round of applause is also for our other 3 principals who are retiring. All 4 of them have done a great job, so much service to the DeSoto County Schools. We appreciate all that they did. I also want to thank our interview committee. They gave up basically about 2 weeks to interview all those candidates that we mentioned earlier to make sure that we had the right fit at each of our schools. And I want to thank the committee. We had on there our Associate Superintendent for Human Resources, Mr. Van Alexander, our Executive Director of Secondary Education, Ms. Lucy Hasselman, our Executive Director of Elementary Education, Ms. Amanda Samples, our Executive Director of Academic Services, Mr. Jerry Darnell, and also our Title I Director, Ms. Florence Hill. Let's please give them a round of applause for all this. And I want to start out by letting everyone know also an announcement regarding one of the positions. Ms. Beth Turner, who is the current principal at Olive Branch Middle School, she had contacted me and had interest in the Career Technical Center job in Olive Branch, Career Tech Center East. She actually, if you remember, Ms. Turner was the principal at Career Tech East and has been at Olive Branch Middle the last 2 years. And so I granted that request. And so Ms. Turner, beginning July 1st, will be the principal and career technical coordinator for DeSoto County Schools. So we want to congratulate Ms. Turner, and she'll be returning to that position. But at the same time, she'll be also taking on the role of career technical coordinator. And now we have the 4 newest principals in DeSoto County Schools who are here in attendance with us this evening. And we are very, very excited about our new principals, and we know that they are going to do an excellent job. Today is probably the most exciting day they'll have in a while, because then the real job will begin in a few days, so we can all smile and enjoy it today. But I'll go in alphabetical order by school, and I want to start out, first we will be introducing the principal at Greenbrook Elementary School. The principal of Greenbrook Elementary is currently an assistant principal at Oak Grove Central Elementary School, and that is Ms. Cynthia Dixon.
Thank you so much, Lord. Thank you so much for your approval, and all the directors and DeSoto County, Mr. Russellman. Thank you so much. I look forward to it. I look forward to this challenge. And with me today, I have my in-laws, Terry and Janice Dixon, my mother, Charlene Sloan, Jimmy Sloan, my stepdad, my dad, I have a big family, Robert McElroy, my husband, Jared Dixon, and my kids, Jace Dixon and Ty Dixon. And I also have my mentors back there. You can't forget those, Miss Stacy Hurdle and Miss Jamie Treadway, who I've had the privilege of working with the last several years. So thank you for this opportunity.
as Ms. Dixon indicated, not only she was assistant principal at Oak Grove this year, she has experience as assistant principal at Lewisburg Primary and also at Shadow Oaks Elementary School. So Ms. Dixon's done a great job, and we know that she'll be wonderful in her new role at Greenbrook Elementary School. And now to Horn Lake Elementary School. The new principal will be coming to us from South Haven Intermediate School, where she has been an assistant principal, and that is Ms. Christy Dunning.
Opportunity. Thank you, Ms. Usleton, for interview team. Tonight I have my family, Rick and Garrett and Drew are back there. I also see like my whole admin team back there, you know. And then I see my friend over in the hallway, Miss Wendy Michael, but Miss Rutherford Stewart and Garrett. It's been incredible. Thank you.
Ms. Dunning has done great work there at South Haven Intermediate School, and we know that she will be doing great work at Horn Lake Elementary School. Congratulations. Now on to Lake Cormorant High School, where the new principal will be coming to us from South Haven High School, where he has been serving as assistant principal, and that is Mr. Connell Phillips.
Board, interview team. Start with my principal, Mr. St. Jones. Thank you for everything prepared for years. I've learned a lot from you. And with me, I have my pops. I call him pops. I have my pops. I have one of my sisters here. My little nephew, I call him Boogie. He's sitting over there. My aunt, named Mary, and my sister's boyfriend. I also want to remember the name that my mom. She passed away almost 5 years now. I told her when I first got the program that I was gonna get in the program, and I did. And during that process, she passed away. And sorry, I'm sorry. In October, I became a assistant principal, and I did. And then I got the opportunity to work with Mr. Jones at high school, the same school that my mom attended. So I walk down a lot of my hall every day, hey mom, and go work like I'm supposed to. And I told her, during the process, I will become a head principal one day. And I'm here doing that, and I know she's seeing me doing this right now. So I'm just glad that she knows that I'm here doing this right now. So thank you all so much.
It's awesome. We appreciate all that you've done at South Haven High School. You've done a wonderful job there, and we know that you are going to do a wonderful job at Lake Cormorant High School. So excited for you. And our fourth new principal this evening, who will be at Olive Branch Middle School. He will be going there from Horn Lake High School, where he's been serving as an assistant principal. That is Mr. Chris Perkins.
To the board, thank you very much for this opportunity. I look forward to serving in the capacity for DeSoto County Schools and also for the community of Olive Branch. I hope to make y'all proud. We work very hard at it. Tonight, I have here my family, my mom and dad, my in-laws, my wife Jenica, her parents are with us, and then Jackson and Jordan back there yelling. They've done a great job through this meeting. Mr. Orr, my head principal, has been my mentor. I'm going to make him cry here in a second, so no, I'm just kidding. And there's some other people out here. I really appreciate y'all being here and supporting us, and for all the candidates, congratulations. It's awesome. Thank you.
And after meeting with the four new principals this morning, it was just so encouraging to get to talk to them and all their ideas and how excited they are to go into these positions. And they will be meeting with their new faculties here in the next few days. We have some that will be meeting tomorrow, and then one will be meeting on Monday. And I know that the teachers and staff at those schools will be looking forward to getting behind them and supporting them as we do great work to help all of our students with the DeSoto County Schools. So congratulations. Let's give that group of new principals a round. Small tour come to the front so Ms. Nelson can get a group picture of the tour. And Mr. Lott. there will be, y'all, the board members will be voting in just a minute as far as the closed session. But we'll take a short intermission before we go into closed session. I know our board members will want to congratulate our principals, so we'll take a little brief moment when we get done to go down and congratulate them. That is all that I have for that section. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fulton. At this point in time in our agenda, I do need a motion for consideration of closed session to determine whether the board should enter executive session for following matters. One is a potential litigation matter, one is a personnel contract matter, and one is a student discipline matter, which will be heard in closed session. We have this for recommendation.
I make a motion to consider going into executive session for personal contract for the discipline and for the.
Okay. We do need a motion, vote on this motion for consideration of executive session for the matters presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Jason, come back and inform you as to whether the board will remain in